What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of EnglishTurks, where I review your favorite Turkish series with and without English subtitles. And today we're talking about Doğduğun Kaderindir, episode 5. And I've realized that on my channel that this is the most popular video because I guess it's the most out there show right now. But I do review other shows, and so therefore, if you like any of my commentary or anything like that, definitely subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to click the like button and share it with anybody that you know. I also want you to know that we have a Facebook and an Instagram. So if you go on there and like us on any of those pages, you can keep up with the action there. Today we're talking about Doğduğun. I'm gonna suck at this. I can't say the word. Anyway, today we're talking about Doğduğun Kaderindir, episode 5. And I want to say this right now. We had episode 4 where we found out everything in the fragments, but episode 5, even though we got 2 fragments, everything in the show was basically like watching things brand new. And I joined the no sub club and I watched the first episode with no subs, and I want to say that I loved it even without subs. It was just that awesome, and I enjoyed it just as much when I watched it with subs, because of course I had to go back in and make sure that what I watched made what I thought I watched, it was what I actually watched, and it really was, but things were made even more clearer after watching it. And so we have Zeynep, who talks with Faruk, and I'm going to tell you guys, she was absolutely clear with him. She was completely clear with everything that she asked him. Everything that she told him. And of course he was pissed, but he's literally at this point, he's delusional. Because at this point, his friend is like, listen, it's over. There's plenty of other fish in the sea. Go look for another one. And he's still on this thing. Now he wants to make them pay for what? You left her. She went and married someone else. You tried to get her back. She never gave you any kind of inclination that she was going to come back to you. She always told you no. So I don't know where he gets that he's going to make them pay for what? You left her. But that's where you get a delusional person. So if you guys know of any delusional people, they're probably related to Faruk. Moving on. So the whole basis of this episode is really based on Mehdi, because Mehdi spent the entire beginning of their marriage saying that she should leave. If she wants to leave, she should leave. She wants to leave, she should leave. She should leave, she should leave, she should leave. And by that point, by the point of the divorce papers, I think for Zeynep, that was the last straw. You can't disrespect me any more than what you just done. Giving me divorce papers, asking no questions, making assumptions, assuming, we know that rhyme. So I understand where she was coming from, and it had to take him to realize that the distance being put between them was really his doing, to be honest. Yes, she may have lied. Yes, she did have a past, but we haven't even gotten on his past yet. We dealt with her past for the last 2 episodes. Now we're gonna deal with his past, because obviously Benal is pregnant. I'm assuming that he's the father. I don't know how that situation is gonna work himself. Number one, I completely understand Benal. You were dating this guy. For some reason, his mother was saying that he been broke up with Benal before he went with her, but that's not true. I feel like it's not true, because when Eminem went to tell him about Zeynep, he was talking to Benal in the street. And I'm not saying that he can't talk to her, but the way he was eyeing her down, sizing her up, obviously it seemed like there was something going on there. And then he's like, well, I'm gonna go get married. And he went out of his way to tell her so that she wouldn't find out from somewhere. It was not done. It was absolutely not done. She still had his pictures. She wasn't pissed at him or nothing. She greeted him with a smile when he approached her in the street at that time and all that stuff. So there was obviously something still going on. So I don't know what his mother knew about, but there was obviously something still going on between Mehdi and Benal. So I completely understand Benal, because you're dating this guy basically undercover. I don't know. You're talking to him. You're with him. You got pictures together. You're hanging out. And on top of that, he was sleeping with you. He was sleeping with her. It must have been recent for her to assume that her missed period would be him as the father. So that's how close they were still at before he decided to get married to Zeynep. So honestly, I feel for her, because you're not just going to get over the guy that you've been dating for the last however long they were dating. You were just sleeping with the guy. You're not going to get over that overnight, because that hit her like a ton of bricks, okay? That just came from left field. He was not seeing anybody else, not that she knew of or anything. She just got married, and he didn't even explain anything to her. He was like, listen, I'm getting, there's going to be a wedding tomorrow. I don't want you to, hear it from anybody else. I wanted you to hear it from me. That's the way he presented it to her. And then she had to ask, well, who's getting married? Because I didn't hear about it. And he goes, I am. And that's the way he left it. Like, he didn't explain nothing to her. He didn't say this is an arranged marriage. He didn't say anything like that. He didn't say, whatever. He just up and left. So he did her dirty. And so I feel for her. Now, she hasn't reached that point where she's going to get this, where she starts to get nasty. She hasn't reached that point yet. Because if it was me, I'd probably act the same way as her. I would size up the girl, because obviously she, but she knows that Zeynep doesn't know. So, like, when Zeynep hugs her and calls her sister and stuff, you could tell like she had a conflict in her brain, because she knows that Zeynep doesn't know, and now she might be pregnant with Mehdi's baby. Like, there is going to be a conflict in your heart. So at this point in time, I don't think that she's doing anything wrong. So I hope there's nobody out there trying to bash Benal, because she can't get over that overnight, okay? Especially when she looks out the window, which she probably has been doing prior to Zeynep getting in the picture. When she looks out the window, every time she looks at their house, Mehdi's leaving and not sleeping at home. So, like, I would feel like that. Just, guys, just think about when you had an ex. Come on. Not an ex, but think about maybe a relationship that you've had in the past where it didn't end the way you thought it would have ended. Just think about that situation, because that's the situation that Benal is in right now. So anyway, let's rewind a little bit and let's go back. We go to the police station. Zeynep does show up. She, she asks about him, but she doesn't approach him, which I think was very smart of her. She goes home. She got to deal with the sister, which the sister, her whole reason for throwing words at Zeynep just makes absolutely no sense. I don't know what she has against Zeynep, but her whole reasoning, all that stuff she was throwing out there, like, you're using my brother, you're causing him all this pain, all that stuff, that was really uncalled for. And she looked like she's dying of hurt. Like, girl, sit down, calm down. Can you get like your younger sister and like think a little bit? If anybody is to be bashed a little bit, it might be the sister. I'm just saying, it might be the sister. Yes, you could be worried about your brother in jail, but your first assumption is that it's Zeynep's fault. Like, that makes no sense, and it had absolutely nothing to do with Zeynep. Now, the question is, who reported him? What I'm confused about, and please let me know in the comments if you're confused too, is why is everybody assuming it's her dad? They, like, the only true interaction, like face-to-face interaction that Mehdi had with her dad was when they went to his house, and there was nothing talked about the kids, Kibrit wasn't there. Like, I don't understand how he would know. The only person who would know that Kibrit works there or anything like that would be Farouk. It wouldn't be the dad. Why would it be the dad? That makes no sense. How does he even know about Kibrit? He wasn't at the wedding. He wasn't at any of the events. The only thing that happened was when he went to the house. And when they went to the house, all he said was, I have a workshop. He never went to the workshop. The dad never went to the workshop. None of that ever happened. So how would he know that he has kids working in the workshop? That doesn't make any sense. But Farouk knows, because Farouk drove outside the workshop. Farouk is the one that was there for that. So if anything, that would be the only thing that would tell me that Farouk would possibly know. So I don't understand that. Maybe there's something I'm missing. You guys can let me know in the comments below, because I have no clue. Like, I'm like lost when they're like blaming the dad. But let's get on to the topic of Zeynep's stepfather, adoptive father, whatever you want to call it. His storyline for me is very confusing. Like, I see that they're trying to turn him into the villain, but the way they're getting him there makes no sense. In the beginning of the series, when Zeynep first leaves, and it's literally just Zeynep leaving, and he doesn't want Zeynep to talk with the stepmother, the adoptive mother. I don't see anything in that situation that would make me think that he didn't love his wife. I felt like he really did love his wife, and he couldn't stand the fact that he was taking care of a drunk person's kid. Like, that completely made sense to me. But now they took it all the way left field and made it seem like he really doesn't love the wife. Because, like, at the end of the day, you're married to this woman. She doesn't have any children. If she were to die, most likely you can fight in court with as rich as they are that the money would go into your pocket. The business, you're running the business. Like, why would she question that? If that woman would die, he would get everything, basically. But for some reason, I don't know, like, now they're separating the relationships. They're making it seem like it's Zeynep's mother that has all the money and has the company and all of that, and the dad just works at the company. I'm talking about the step-parents. The dad just works at the company, and so therefore, you know, that's the way everything goes. She still gets to make the decisions because she's on the board. It really doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know, because technically if you die, your spouse gets what you have. Unless you have kids, then there might be a confusion, but that, like, I don't get it. Zeynep has no biological relationship to them. The birth certificate, yes, they did get the birth certificate, but it's, I don't know. Explain to me in the comments, because I'm completely confused about that. So anyway, Zeynep's dad has a baby, a daughter, and she's not a young kid. She's pretty much, she looks like she's got to be 5 or 6. She can't be 3 or 4, and if they try to pass off that giant kid as a 3 or 4-year-old, that will make absolutely no sense. She looks like she's 5 or 6 years old, which means she came into the picture after Zeynep had been with them for a while. So that still will deter the idea that he doesn't like Zeynep because he actually has a daughter. That completely deters that idea. He has a second wife, he has a second home, he has all that, and the second wife knows about the first wife, or whatever she is. She's second girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. This storyline for me just makes no sense. I don't know if you guys like it, but for me, I just thought it was just like thrown in there, like an extra piece to throw in. I don't know who's the villain in this story. Is it Benal? Is it Farouk? Is it the stepdad? Is it Jalal or whatever his name is? Who's the villain? I don't get it. Is everybody the villain? Because somebody's gonna have to let go of the reins, because it just doesn't make any sense. Like what Mehdi said in the thing when they said, do you think it's Jalal? No, I went to Jalal. He said he's not doing. He's like, well, if Jalal's gonna do that, he would have been done it, and that makes sense to me, because I thought it was him, and that's what I said in my last video. But that absolutely makes sense to me. So I don't know. That whole situation with the stepdad makes no sense at all. And so you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, let's get to the good stuff, okay? So after all this back and forth, we're leaving, which I'm so glad that her biological father finally stood up for her and said, listen, we're not going to keep doing this to our daughter. The mom is a piece of poop under my shoe. She is annoying. She's really annoying. She plays a victim, but she's not the victim. And sometimes I get happy when I hear Mehdi's mom talking to her and letting her know, like, you're not the victim. I know, yes, you lost your kid, but you gave your kid. Nobody forced you to give your kid. You wanted your kid to have a better life? Okay, well, be happy about that. Your kid got the better life that you wanted to give her. Like, I don't get it. Like, if you're gonna make that sacrifice, don't make that sacrifice and then try to throw it back in everybody's face that you made the sacrifice. It makes no sense. I don't like that lady. I'm hoping she will get better, because right now I prefer the dad over the mom. And that's just me. So anyway, the dad fought for her and said, you know what, if our daughter wants to leave, let her leave. But true, like, that's, how much more can you embarrass somebody? And they're in the process of leaving. Everything's kind of confusing because he comes home from the house, whatever. And then Zeynep decides, hey, I want to stick around so that Kibrit is not without a home. Now, this whole situation that happens with the little boy in the street was also like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like they throw things into the story to make things work. You know, like, we need to find a way how to make this work. Okay, let's throw this situation in the story, because that was completely left field. A kid getting beat up by a man who he actually looks like, so I thought it could be his father. And then all of a sudden they're like, now they're connected. I feel like they would probably open up a home for children if they could, because that's how much he loves stranded kids on the street, you know? And Zeynep considers herself a stranded kid on the street because she's caught between 2 homes. And so that whole situation happens with the kids, and he still is with the one kid, the kid that they found on the street. But he's still opposed to this idea of them being a family, so that Kibrit can come out of wherever she is. Now, Kibrit, she needs an award. She needs an Academy Award. Can we get her an Emmy? She needs an Emmy. She needs a Golden Globe. Can we get her a Golden Globe? She needs something in her hands, because that girl the actress that plays this girl, she was amazing. Her crying scenes, her screaming, everything. Like, I never felt like any of it was fake. I felt like it was all real and legitimate. Like, it was, she had the right. I felt like she had the right to do that crying. She had the right to suffer that way and not want to see them, because it was giving her false hope and she didn't know what to think. And so I give her 2 thumbs up. And if you want to give her a thumbs up, you can thumbs up this video below. I'm sorry guys, that was so funny. But anyway, so yeah, she did an amazing job. And it was, I guess, like, they keep going to see Kibri, but they go on the same day, different times, and then running to each other at the cross. You know, Zeynep always gets there first. He comes after. And I guess the second time that this happens, he's realized that she really loves Kibri, and they just make this kind of connection. And honestly, when he says, don't leave, don't go, like, my heart, I was like, I love this couple right now. I really do. It makes you, I haven't forgotten John, don't get me wrong. John Yaman, we still need you. But it was touching. It was touching. You know what makes it work? Because even though we really love to see Zeynep, not Zeynep, what I'm saying Zeynep for. We love to see Demet with John because they had such a good chemistry on Erkenci Kus. It's easier for us to see her with Ibrahim, because we all know that Ibrahim has a wife and a child. If you haven't been on his Instagram, he just had a baby. The baby's gorgeous, the way they had that picture and stuff. So it makes you think to yourself, okay, like, the only way that things could go south, if anything were to go south, if another, like, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie thing happened. Oh gosh, let's not let that happen. But, like, you can see her with him, because you know that in real life there would never be anything between them, because he is already in a relationship, even though she is not. And I think Demet is a good enough actor to respect boundaries. And so I think this is just an acting situation for her. But I know that because she was single and John was single, everybody's like, their chemistry is too good, they need to be together. But I'm going to tell you guys today, stop clicking on those videos saying John told the truth about Demet, Demet told the truth about John, because it's not true. They had a working relationship, they appreciate each other, and that's where it ends. Stop looking at their likes to see if John liked it and if Demet liked his stuff, because they were just co-workers. I know, I wish there were a couple in real life too, but then that also leaves room for bad things to happen. So therefore, maybe a working relationship is the best thing that we should get out of them. That way we can get another series, anything that's fun and uplifting, because we love them together. So anyway, that's my review for episode 5. I can't wait for episode 6. I saw the commercial, didn't tell me much, but we do know that Demet's going to find out about Benal, and that's going to be the kicker. So we're going to deal with that situation. I can't wait to deal with it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!